Welcome back. In this lesson, we are going to be adding event listeners, making those elements interactive. So we already have an object that we can connect to, and that's the txt object. Using JavaScript, we can add an event listener, and there's several different event listeners that we want to listen for. So there's the on change. So anytime there's change, we're going to invoke a function called text counter, which will count the text within that element. Let's set up that function as a placeholder and passing in. So we're going to pass in the event object into the text counter, and then we're also going to log that event object in the console log. So let's update that. And you can see that now once it changes and once I click off of it, then that one gets invoked. But what I actually want to do is I want to have every time there is a key event as well. So I want to run it multiple times, and maybe I want to run it on key up. So let's refresh that. And when we instead of using the document, we use the element that we've already selected. It only affects it when the focus is on it and the keys are up or down. So let's try that again. So now when I'm typing in the key up, I'm actually triggering off that function. And let's also do one more just to be sure that we are capturing it. Let's do the key down as well. So every time the key is down, we're going to be firing off that event. So if you've got multiple events, different events that you want to attach to that object, there's actually a really nice, neat way to do this. All of the events within an array format. So we've got our key up, down. We also have our change, and you can also add in additional ones here as well. We're going to loop it using the for each loop. So what this is going to do is this is going to loop through this array of items and all of these items are matching with the event listeners that we're listening for. Through them, we can select item, can attach an event listener to it. To the txt object, we add event listener, and the event listener that we're adding is going to be indicated with the E, so passing in that argument of E. So that's going to indicate each one of those values. And this should actually be a comma because these are two different arguments. So we're passing in E as the parameter here, and then we're connecting to the text counter function that we created. So let's try that one out, and it should work the same way. So as you can see, we're invoking that function on key up, key down, and key change. So now it's up to you. Try this out for yourself. Add this into your application. You can do it in either way. You can try both ways. And this is a nice, neat, handy function that you can use in order to shorten adding multiple event listeners to the same element. So go ahead and try it out for yourself.